Clovercrest Media Group presents a CMG podcast. Keys to the City.
Keys to the city, baby. When you see us, so you know.
Crossed up by Kobe, little floated to Shaq, and then Shaq goes like this, and the rest is history. Pay attention. Don't tell me what to do, devil woman. But speaking of those Lakers, hold on. But I didn't make my. I said Denver's gonna win.
Yeah, you did. You said that.
There's no other show like that. Clovercrest is doing great things right now.
Streaming everywhere.
When I was 12 years old, I became a Jack Nicholson superfan. This happened almost overnight on an evening in February 1997 when I first saw The Shining.
Here's Johnny.
In those 20-plus years, I never stopped being a Jack superfan.
I want the truth! You can't handle the truth!
Get ready for You Don't Know Jack, hosted by me. Subscribe today on your favorite podcast platform.
Hey everybody, how you guys doing?
What's up? Happy Friday, everyone. Welcome back to our, third now, right? Third episode?
Third episode.
Part 3.
Third episode.
Of
Yes.
Speaking It Real.
Yes, it is.
With every episode, I get more comfortable with this. This is nice. It's good. And I guess I like the sound of my voice, too. I like this.
Oh, well, you like the sound of your voice. That's great. Sometimes it's good. Sometimes it's bad.
Come on, man. My sound bad? Really? That's all these years.
Exactly. It's funny you say that. It's not the sound of your voice. The good thing about us, we could talk, we could joke around, and we tend to keep it respectful.
It's the name of the game.
Right. 'Cause at the end of the day, respect is the key thing, and
it's running low. There's a low supply of that in America right now.
Well, yeah. I would tell you this.
Talk to me.
I had an issue on, I think it was Monday, Tuesday, maybe Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
I was going back and forth like you and I do, Carlos. On social media.
I'm a unique.
Discussing. We're discussing our points on what we see right with the administration or what you see wrong with the administration. And I had a friend of mine on Facebook that posted a comment. I don't recall what it was at this moment, but I just went back with my comments. Then he had another friend of his get involved.
Yeah, I see that happen a lot.
So of course, hey, look, it happens. Not a problem. That's great. I see it as, hey, the more the merrier. Okay.
Right.
You wanna add fuel to your fire, that's fine. I'm gonna be the water to put it out. But going on with this guy called me a stupid imbecile. And I would tell you this. I lost my shit. I lost it to the point where I told the guy to go drive off a cliff with him and his family. It doesn't make it right, but goes back to us is respect. Respect my opinion. I respect yours. But if you can't sit here and respect my opinion for whatever reason that you don't want to respect it, I don't know. I don't care. But behind all this politics, there's a human factor.
Of course.
Right? So you come at me, I'm going to come back at you. You can't continue with this constant disrespect. And to me, for me to get to the point that I was like, you know what? End the conversation. Actually, my buddy was the one that came on and said, hey, you guys are acting like a bunch of kids.
So let me ask you a question. in all fairness. And I'm asking this because Lord knows I've been called my fair share of names, and you know, I don't know, maybe I'm just a sadistic bastard, but I get kind of a rise out of it, even though I'm not looking for a fight. But when people start getting angry, I'm like, I can't help but chuckle inside. That's not my intent, but some people can't keep their cool. So let me ask you though, I mean, were you already like in a bad mood about something else? Was there something already on your mind?
No, not at all.
Or is it just politics? I mean, let's face it. We've been the conversation of politics is now so mainstream,
Right.
that it's in everybody's cereal, literally. And so, I mean, were you just at that point where you just didn't want to hear about it, or you were tired of talking about it, and then this person said some magic words that just like TNT'd your ass? Like, what happened there?
You know, I wasn't in a bad mood. You know, it's just I not gonna take to somebody to insult me. You know, because number one, the guy doesn't know who the hell I am.
Right.
The guy doesn't know me from Adam. You know?
Yeah.
So, you know, it's like,
This is like not a friend of yours or anything. This was like some guy.
yeah, it's just
okay.
some guy.
Oh,
It's just some guy.
Okay.
He's my friend's friend.
All right. I see where this is going. Okay. All right.
The thing is, look, the thing is that there are a bunch of Republicans, all right?
Oh, Republicans.
And they
right.
see, yeah, you know, those people. You know, so you know, it's one of those where it's like, you know, they started just coming at me, which is fine. You know, they were saying their stuff. I was saying my stuff, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So I was just like, yo, you know, no, let's play right, you know, in a sense, you know, but
Right.
it's like, no, don't come at me that way. You know, you're nobody. And in all honesty speaking, I mean, if the guy did drive his car off the cliff with him and his family in it, I wouldn't give a shit.
Damn, that's
You
harsh.
know, but
That's harsh.
yeah, I don't care. That's his problem. But you know, don't sit here and just insult people just because we have different views.
True.
You know, and look, it doesn't even have to be politics. All right, it could be religion, it could be money, it could be anything. There's a line that you don't cross, and that's that respect line. You know?
And that's why I'm glad we're doing this show. You know, again, I think you know me by now, man. I mean, I'll duke it out with anyone, but like Joe and others have told us in the past, you know, I keep a smile because to me, I don't care how heated the argument can get. There's fruit in there somewhere. There's something to be found. You can find something good from both points of views. And when I see people start losing their cool and start getting all hot and bothered, I can't help but chuckle. I'm just an ass like that, I guess, and I'm okay with it. I'm perfectly fine. If you can't handle the conversation, even if you're right, I mean, I've been wrong, and I don't think I've ever like effed anyone off. Like, you know what, screw you, man. No, it's like, you know what? Okay, I'll think about it, or I'll find a way to still tell you you're wrong, or I'll cross my arms and say I don't give a damn, you're wrong, but I'm not gonna take it personal. And what I'm hoping for again is most of America just needs to start learning to do that again. It's kind of ridiculous what's going on out there. So whatever. And I'm sorry you had to go through that, man. I mean, it should never be about that. You and I can poke shoulders all day, but it's pointless. So I feel bad that happened to you. I'm sorry you blew up that way, but at the same time, Frank, that's why you do this show. You know, you want to also kind of be an example to just people and make sure they see that two hot-headed, irrational, old school Cubans who are prone to like lose their cool, because that's what we do stereotypically, wink, wink. And we can talk about it. It's not that big a deal. Not that big a deal. So I guess Today we're gonna, it's gonna be politics light. Is that what
Yeah,
it is?
yeah. You see, look, Chase. No, excuse me. Chase just posted. If you don't even know the guy, why would you let him affect your mental well-being like that? You're a bigger person than him. He doesn't have the platform you do, and he doesn't like that. That's why he insults you. Okay, all right, I got it. He doesn't have the same platform, and that's probably why he insulted me. Look, if the guy knew I had the platform or not, I don't know. It's just one of those where just don't insult people. Look, I'm gonna use one of Joe's sayings, which is "Don't be an asshole."
Yeah. That's basically it.
And that's what it boils down to. I don't care. Look, Carlos, we set you up about maybe 3 weeks ago with Rob and Joe on "I'll Piss You Off."
Brutal,
all right?
unfair.
Okay, you got set up, all right, but you know what? You kept your cool. And I'll tell you, Rob was dying to go at you, but you know what? He couldn't. You kept your cool, and that's what it's about. That's the way I see it.
Yeah, man.
But,
it's like killing people with kindness, man. It's like, are you trying to make me mad? Because you look like you're the one with the eyebrows that are touching your nose, not me. And that's how I roll. So,
Rob, don't worry about it. I'm not going to use your commandment. I was just saying that's as a point. But don't worry, I'm going to come up with my own commandment. I promise you. But look, going on to other things.
So at the end of the day, though, we'll finish it off right here with I'm sorry you went through that, man, but that's what the show's about. It's about two people just talking about anything, no matter how vehemently they disagree. We're talking, man. At the end of the day, the show could be over. We'll have a beer and laugh about something else. Bingo. So what's up?
Exactly. Let's see. This week, what do you think about the Tacoma police?
So you're talking about that big explorer, that expedition, or the explorer that ran over the crowd? Yeah.
Now, my thoughts on this, regardless of the situation of what it was, I mean, you had a bunch of people that are doing donuts on the road,
Okay.
And police came in to break it up. Cop shows up.
Right.
And he had other police officers behind him. He had
backup.
Right. According to the story, all right, it was people started banging on the police car, started kicking it, hitting it. The police officer went ahead and floored it. He ran over one guy. He hit another. All right. The cop went ahead and stopped.
Right.
He stopped and called the emergency on him.
Okay. So the cop ran the people over, then stopped, called emergency?
Yes, he did.
Right. He's just doing his job.
Well, no, fuck him. He's doing his job.
Yeah.
I don't understand how, you're in your car. I get it. There's people around. Okay, I get it. All right. But you're in a car. They're not breaking your windows. Just because they're kicking the car, okay, fine. You're going to be upset. You know what? Move slowly. The people are going to move.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. No, yeah. I mean, I'm not sure if you remember out here, Carlos.
The UPS driver?
No. This is I'm talking about way back in the 90s when we had what was that little kid? Elian. Elian, all right. When the Cubans out here went, started protesting and they were in the middle of the street blocking traffic.
Right.
All right. You know what? Right. I was one where I moved my car slowly. And you know what? They moved out of the way. So what gives this freaking cop the right to go ahead and do that.
He has no right to do that. Problem is, Frank, we are now, and I'm not defending him, but I'm analyzing the situation as I guess I've seen it. Dude, cops. So it's a two-way street, man. We have as a society, we have begun to scrutinize police thoroughly. Now, let me add to that. There are numerous cases where they deserve the scrutiny, but you have a lot of good cops that are getting a lot of flack that really don't deserve it. So it's an overall thing now where many police departments are feeling like, no one's got their back. I'm sure that feeling is there.
Mm-hmm.
So now you have a lot of cops that are on edge, more so than they already are just for going to work. I mean, let's be honest. A lot of us can sit here comfortably and look at an incident on the screen and say, that cop's crazy, shouldn't have done that, brutality. We could scream our heads off on how a cop did something wrong. Put on a uniform and go do it then. Go do it. You're a veteran, right?
Yeah.
And I noticed last week when I was kind of mentioning the whole thing about the garage and you were laughing. You brought in a different perspective, like that's nothing. And I'm like, you know what, Frank, that was interesting that you said that because you've been there and you understand the stress and tension of being a soldier. Same thing with cops. I call every, people who like thoroughly complain about the police, they're armchair cops. We just sit here and complain all day about cops making mistakes. It's unfortunately one of those jobs where you can't afford to make one, but you have human beings as cops. So it's a catch-22. Now, in this case, I think I don't understand it. I don't understand it. He's in a big ass vehicle and cop cars tend to be just pretty well reinforced. And just because a couple of people are banging his windows, I don't understand it. And you said he had backup. So
correct.
10 ways to Sunday, the man was covered. All he had to do was, like you said, move slowly. But in other instances, though, I see, itchy trigger finger. Cops have to make split decisions, and it always, doesn't always work out. And we who sit here on the couch watching the news are quick to jump and be like, like almost anything else, put yourself in their shoes. Go put on a uniform. Get your ass out there. Pull some people over or deal with some hostile people and see how calm, cool, collected you might be. So in this case, though, I'm assuming he's going to have to get reprimanded. There's just no reason for.
Well, right. I mean,
like that. It just
right now he's on.
Leave.
He's on administrative leave.
Yeah.
And
there are times when I understand administrative leave. A good thorough investigation should be had. Study everything, understand the situation before you just throw hatchets at cops. In this case, I don't get it.
Well, look, Rob said it right. Okay, I criticize police. I'm sorry, I criticize police. I was held to a higher escalation of force standard in war than they do here, and held to a standard while at war. Okay, simple. All right. Cops are held to a higher standard.
Mm-hmm. Okay? Yeah, I said that.
They have to be, held accountable for their stupid actions.
Yep.
Yeah. And with that being said, what's going to happen to them? I don't know yet.
No.
Now I know that the story behind it was there was people out there doing donuts, and there was a big crowd of people. Still doesn't make it right.
Kids going to a drag racing type thing or a drifting competition, whatever, like I used to do that. I mean, whatever. We used to go down in Miami. We used to go to where? Saga Bay, bunch of cars drag racing and all that. You remember this? So
Saga Bay, Chrome Ave.
Right. So I mean, cops would show up and we'd scatter like roaches. But no, man. Again, there are incidents where cops make mistakes that. When I look at I'm one of these who I hate 5-second clips. I cannot stand 5-second clips. I'm the first one to look at you and say, show me the whole video or I ain't talking about it. I don't want to see that 5-second nonsense because that's the first thing people see. And 10 seconds later, they've already made a judgment like they know the whole damn story. Miss me with that nonsense. I'd like to see everything, and then I'll give you my honest assessment. In this case, though, the way you've presented it, I got there's nothing. There's nothing here. Like you said, move slowly, let the people bang on the car, whatever. And you got backup. Just all right. So in this case, might have been having a bad day, whatever the case may be. There's no excuse. No excuse for running people over like that. Now, I'm gonna ask you a question though, just to kind of make the conversation a little meaty. So, Frank, let's say you're at a protest, or you're stuck in a protest, right? You got someone dying in the car, or maybe, girlfriend, wife, pregnant, and you're about to deliver, and people are blocking you. What do you do?
Hold on, repeat your question. I'm sorry, I got busy. I got distracted reading Chase's comment. But repeat that again. There, you say, hold on. I say you're on. I say.
Oh yeah. Talking about Saga Bay. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, Carlos. Yeah. I mean, yeah, Chase, we did incriminate ourselves, but
that's all right.
We're talking about maybe when we were your age, more or less, Chase.
That's a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away.
Yeah. So, Carlos, get back to your question.
Yeah. You got a lot of people who get stuck in traffic and protests and things like that, man. They got somebody who's probably like dying in the car or about to give birth. I mean, what do?
You move slowly. Either that or put the car in reverse and find another route.
Yeah, see, now, I mean, so many things can happen in that. But again, this is much different than the situation you've described. So for this particular case, though, there's no excuse. No excuse, man. But overall, when it comes to brutality, man, look at the situation. Be honest and just give a full assessment of the situation before you start harping on cops. That's just my take. I'm not going to defend them all, but I know some of them, again, the media will show you 5 seconds of it and everyone's already like pointing at it like we got to calm down a little bit, man. One thing I hate is media in particular. They love to show you the clip that pisses you off. And then like clockwork, once everyone's been pissed off, 2 weeks later, suddenly the rest of the footage comes out. Ugh, really? It's always like that. It drives me nuts. Show me the whole thing. Let me make an honest assessment. But that's not how it works. And so they like to get everybody riled up.
Yeah.
So that's that. That's my take on it. Yeah.
Now, going back to you last week.
Last week,
when you started saying about the mask mandate, that our wonderful president, Joe Biden, and I'm going to say that one just because I'm going to just,
this is the policy's light.
Okay. So, going back to that, where you said that he was breaking his own law.
Yeah.
Right? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So when you read the that law that he made, all right,
Mm-hmm.
there is a mandate in there. There is a part where where whoever's conducting a meeting or the workspace, you have, as a matter of fact, hold on a second. Hold on. I'm gonna read it. No, you know what? I can't read it because I closed it off. Down. So, anyways, whatever, no big deal. It's where it says where they don't have to wear the mask as long as they have the proper social distancing measures or more. So he didn't break the law.
So you're telling me that as long as everybody is 6 feet apart on federal property, they don't have to wear masks?
No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm telling you is, oh my God, Carlos, you're driving me nuts. Okay. What I'm saying is that whoever's in charge of that meeting.
Okay.
So
I'm in charge. Let's say, go ahead.
You're in charge of the meeting, right? You won't have to wear a mask as long as you have it spaced out. And you've taken measures to protect everybody from the COVID. As far as, 6 feet apart, more than 6 feet apart, temperatures being taken when you're coming in.
Right. So I hear what you're saying, and it sounds to me like it's a loophole, and that's one of my favorite words in government. Loopholes. You know what loopholes means, Frank? Loopholes means I'm gonna write a law, and all of you have to follow it. But I'm gonna put these few little words right here at the bottom on the side, somewhere by paragraph 72, that allows me to get away with it. And
But,
I mean,
no, because
yes,
he
it is.
didn't put on there only I could do it.
No, but as
He
long
didn't
as
put
it's
that.
in charge, right?
It's whoever's in charge. It could be you. It could be me. It could be the freaking Pope for all I care. It doesn't matter.
Well, I mean, so I'm hearing this one of two ways, Frank. It's either the law is written for him and other like high-ranking people to quote unquote set up a meeting, just make sure everybody's spaced out, and then I don't have to wear a mask on federal property. Or again, all of us can go to any federal property we want, and as long as we're all socially distanced, let's say I'm in charge of a group. All right, I'm in charge of the group. We're all going into the Capitol building or whatever, state building, but all of us stay 6 feet apart. And we're good. None of us have to wear a mask. I don't think that's going to fly. I think that's what you call creative language. And there's so much of that. But you know what? Listen, if you want a little touchdown dance there for the mask,
It's good.
all I'm saying is, you're going to understand, I guess, as you continue to delve into this dark, destructive hole that is politics, that loopholes are exactly why America's pissed off. For example, I'll give you a brief example. Congress at one point, I believe, created a set of rules or laws or exceptions, that's the word, where they could basically insider trade. And insider trade for the rest of America is illegal. They got caught, and so they immediately switched the law and said, "Oh, we'll take care of that." But at one point, man, Congress was doing that, and that's what they do, and that's part of the reason why I don't care whether you're affiliated with the elephant or the jackass. America's pissed. America's pissed because they can see this. They can see the double standard, and we're all sick of it. And so, again, I know I get a lot of flack for Trump and all that, but dude, I'm telling you, that man to me from the get-go was a grenade, and I was happy to throw it at government because they needed that. I'm sick of the humdrum nonsense. And so that's why, as I said before, electing Joe Biden to me is just like, here we go, back to normal. It reminds me of, did you ever see The Matrix?
Yeah.
You remember Cypher, the little bald one?
No.
Cypher was the bald one who sold out Morpheus, and he had that meeting with the agent, and he's like, "Put me back in," and he's eating that steak. He wanted to go back in. Like, people just like, "Oh, we just back to normal." No, man, normal is the problem. That stuff's got to stop. So, but it's all right, Frank. I mean, let him walk around without his mask.
Look, you know what? Going off the mask mandate a minute. You had Joshua Julia comment. No matter what we've done,
I still see Facebook users, so you're gonna have to help me out.
No, yeah, we're having a slight issue with that. I'm seeing it through my phone. That's why if you all see that I'm looking away at times, it's because I'm working on two screens and I'm looking at other things also. But either way,
is Facebook user. So I love Facebook user.
Yeah. Well, going back to Joshua Julia, okay, it's no matter what we've done, the numbers have still been spiking. The numbers are astronomical. Masks don't work. Social distancing doesn't work. Joshua, I would tell you that I completely disagree with your comment, and I'm going to tell you why. All right. Now, numbers are going up because people still don't want to wear the mask. Okay. And people are not social distancing. When you have all these bars and all these clubs that have opened back up, there is no social distancing there. I'm sorry. I mean, I think that we do need to be open as a society.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But wearing a mask does work. Okay. My mom had COVID. Okay. We wore masks. All right. Where she got it from, I don't know. Okay. I know that I know the little bit I know is that my mom went out Okay, and bam. Okay, but wearing masks and social distancing does help. We wear our masks.
Sorry.
We social distance here. Okay, we go very, to work, grocery store, and to a buddy of mine's house. Is all we do. They don't work. They all work. They work from home. They don't do anything else. So at the end of the day, they're home all day, and the only place they go is part of the grocery store. So I think wearing a mask and your social distancing, yes, it is going to help you, whichever way you look at it.
So, Frank, here's the issue. And I understand where Josh is coming from. I called this a long time ago, and it's happening. It's kind of happening, at least from what I'm reading. You had all these places, particularly the Democrat states and cities, right? They were notoriously locked down throughout most of last year. California, Michigan, New York, locked down. From what I'm hearing, the numbers are pretty steady. COVID's still there. People are still getting infected. And now there's even talk of a new strain. And yet now, with all that information I just gave you, they're opening up. Restaurants are opening up in California. Restaurants are opening up in Michigan. Restaurants are opening up in New York. Where's the consistency in the care? Why all of a sudden now is it cool to start opening everything up? So my question to you is, did they really have to lock down like they did last year? Or was it all political posturing?
I think we needed somewhat of a lockdown, to be honest with you. I mean, if I could have stayed locked down, I would have.
Okay. All right. I think it's conveniently political. So now that you got the people you want in charge, and it is proven that locking everything down is going to kill your economy, you got to make things better. We got to get the numbers up. People got to work. It's too much unemployment. Let's start opening everything up, even though the data clearly shows that COVID is still a problem. And so the only thing I'll even remotely give you or give anyone is the fact that there's a vaccine now, but it's still there. It's not getting out fast enough. It's getting better. I'm not criticizing that. I mean, that takes time.
Let me ask you a question. That you're bringing up the vaccine.
Yeah.
How is it up there where you at?
In terms of distribution?
Yeah.
I think it's the same everywhere. I mean, at least in this state, DeSantis is pretty much all about like the healthcare and the elderly, like a smart governor should. And so I've heard, it's slowly getting out up here. So I think our governor did a fantabulous job with COVID, especially considering that the elderly population in Florida is pretty high compared to most states.
Well, then explain to me.
You heard about the travesty in New York? About the underreporting?
About the what?
Underreporting. So New York was already notoriously in trouble for sending COVID patients to nursing homes. That's why their numbers are so high. And now it turns out that it's quite possible, I'm sure more will come out, that they underreported their numbers by possibly up to 50%. So take whatever they have as a death total and half of it and then add it. That's basically how many people probably died in New York from that idiot's direction. And yet he wins an Emmy Award.
Look,
ridiculous.
If you're going to report stuff, report it right. All right. It doesn't matter what you're at, who you are. Whatever you're going to report it right. But I will tell you this.
Yeah.
Okay. Look up the city of Hialeah. All right.
Okay.
City of Hialeah has not been given not one.
Really?
Okay.
That's Hialeah, man. Come on. I'm kidding.
Nah, come on, man. All right. When you look at it, Hialeah is actually one of the bigger cities in Florida, if I'm not mistaken.
A huge suburb, in Dayton.
So, whatever, I'm going to use Scott Austin's wording on here. You're very smart, DeSantos. All right, is going.
Yeah, DeSantis.
DeSantis. All right, whatever he's doing, he's not helping the city of Hialeah, I guess.
So, hold on, though. Hold on. Let's. I'm going to play devil's advocate. Where does that come in, though? Is that from DeSantis or is that the city leaders in Hialeah? I mean, I'm not going to say, I'm not trying to completely forgive DeSantis if the issue stems from his office. But remember, everything with COVID has been a cascade. Starts federal, goes state, and then goes local. Like I hear out here every morning, the Tampa mayor talking about how she's going to, get this out and do this and do that based on the direction of Florida. So what's going on in Dade County and why isn't Hialeah getting it? Is it because DeSantis isn't giving you enough, or is it that the people in Hialeah aren't getting it? Is it Dade County? That's something you should look into. If
There's
it is,
not enough.
shame on him. Oh, well, I mean,
there's not enough. I mean, I'm gonna go out on a limb here, and this is, I might be talking out of my 4-point contact right now.
That's okay.
All right.
That's what we do here.
But I think that the numbers of how much of, God, I just lost my frame of mind. How much of the vaccine, okay, there was, is false.
Well,
I haven't researched that completely,
right?
And this is just something that came to mind now, and I think the numbers are a little false.
That's if I won't hold it against anybody in politics. I don't care what party. I won't hold it against anybody to fudge numbers to make shit look good or not good.
Right?
They do it all the time, and that's not party specific. So that's why I tell people, man, when it comes to politics and news, be skeptical, man. Read, look it up, because half the time you're being fed a bunch of crap. And New York is a prime example. All of a sudden, it's quite possible that their death count is actually time and a half, like 50% more than what they reported. That's insane. So think about it. If 10,000 people died in New York, it's actually possible that 15,000 people died. And that's just simple math. That's nuts. That's nuts. But again, that's the idiot who put COVID patients into nursing homes. So, I mean, literally, nobody wants to go on a limb and call people murderers, but dude, that man slaughtered people almost. Like, that's what you're doing. You're sending people to go infect the most vulnerable population.
Yep.
And you underreport. So now you look like a slime ball. Now you look sleazy. And yet he wins an Emmy and has a book talking about leadership. And dude, vomit inducing. Oh, don't get me started. I'm gonna end up losing it just like you.
You know what, dude? Look, it's just simple. I'm not gonna get you started on that. But I am gonna get started on this. Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Oh, right. Fill me in on that. I know I've heard she's the one who filled the articles of impeachment on Biden, which
but
a great political stunt. I like that. It's not going to go anywhere, but it makes a point that impeachment right now, Frank, going forward in this country forever and ever is an absolute joke.
But
impeachment now is almost like a star on your resume. Like, I was actually impeached. It's a joke. But go ahead.
But either way, I'm not even going to get into that. I'm going to tell you what this lady, is talking gun control. All right. And gun control in the sense that she's a gun owner. She believes in having guns. Hey, so do I. I'm a gun owner. I have several. Okay. But
Mr. Cuban,
she went after one of the kids. She went after one of the kids from the Parkland shooting.
Okay. Oh, did she?
We're actually going to show you the video now. Just check this out.
Okay.
Why are you supporting the red flag laws? If Scott Peterson, the resource officer at Parkland, had done his job, then Nicholas Cruz wouldn't have killed anybody in your high school, or at least protected them. Why are you supporting red flag gun laws that attack the Second Amendment rights? And why are you using kids as a barrier? Do you not know how to defend your stance? Look, I'm an American citizen. I'm a gun owner. I have a concealed carry permit. I carry a gun with for protection for myself, and you are using your lobby and the money behind it and the kids to try to take away my Second Amendment rights. You don't have anything to say for yourself? You can't defend your stance?
Huh. Ooh,
Okay, look.
she's spicy.
No, very. Look. For those that don't know, all right, the red flag law, all right, and I'm gonna read it verbatim on how where I found it. All right, is in the United States, a red flag law is a gun control law that permits police or family members to petition a state court to order the temporary removal of firearms from a person who may present a danger to others or themselves. Okay. Let me tell you something. I completely agree with that. Okay, number one.
Right.
Number two, who the hell is this lady? Okay, you can't, she went after one of the Parkland shooters. I'm sorry, not one of the Parkland shooter survivors. Okay, and I'm all for her, and the way that, not her, the kid, for the red flag law. Why? Because could Parkland, could it have been prevented with that laws in effect? Maybe. We don't know.
Yeah.
We don't know. Okay. I mean,
but that's
we don't.
That's another show.
Right. It could have been. It could have not. Then she's on this poor kid's ass. I'm sorry. There's other ways to go about it than to go after this poor child.
So, Frank, let me ask you a question. And I see your point. I understand your sensitivities. However, David Hogg has for a while now been very vocal about his stances. He's been very vocal about, his anti-gun feelings. He's been very public about it. He has, how can I say it? I don't want to say shameless because that has a negative connotation, but he gets out there when there's a camera and he has no issue voicing his opinion on gun control. So, Frank, I hate to say it, but when you start getting your voice out there and you start throwing your points and you're trying to start a movement or influence policy, sorry, dude, you're open to criticism. You're open to have someone criticize you. I understand he was a victim of the shooting. He was involved. He was in the school.
Right. No,
that doesn't make him a forbidden target or like someone you can't talk to. No. He's fair game.
Okay, you're right. He is fair game. Okay. But you can't sit here and say, oh, do you think your Parkland shooting, you could have been saved by that? You don't have to bring up the incident to get your point across.
Oh, see, I know I sound kind of cold, but I'm just giving what I call the realistic view of the matter. His whole repertoire is that incident. He lives on that incident. He goes on TV because of that incident. He's made speeches because of that incident. He was on CNN with all of his friends lambasting Republican congressmen because of that incident. We know David Hogg because of that incident. So, I mean, what else is she going to talk to him about? His taxes? That's what the man has made himself a name for. Is this incident?
I get that, but again, I don't see. I
understand.
I just don't see it right. I really see it that, hey, look, it's enough that the kid had to run, all right, from danger, obviously, okay, and for this lady to start saying, oh yeah, Nicholas Cruz, what was it she said? She was saying about, it could have been prevented, if the Parkland shooting cop did his job. She's right on that point. But actually, I don't even think it could have been, I don't think it could have been stopped, but that's neither here or there right now. I just think that the way that she's going about it, really just attacking him like that and bringing it back up is just what I see that's not correct.
I get you, and I'm sympathetic to your point. Again, though, the realist in me says he's made, I don't want to say a career because I don't think that's what he does for a living, but Lord knows every time David Hogg's name comes up, there's a gun issue. There's an anti-gun something. And I mean, he's made himself public and well known because of Parkland. And let me stress this. Not just because he was involved, but because he brings it up. He talks about it, talks about his friends he lost, talks about the incident, and then he uses that as a plank to go after politicians who support gun lobbies and gun this and gun policies. I mean, I'm sorry. He's put himself out there. He's fair game. He's fair game. I understand if he maybe was, he could be anti-gun, but maybe he never talks about it. He has a different way of discussing it. Sure. I would be much more sensitive or sympathetic to your point of view on that. But David Hogg and Parkland are very correlated, and not just because he was there. It's because he's continued to talk about it and use the incident as a means to influence gun policy. And it's like consistent. If David Hogg is on TV, it's because something with guns happened. And he does it quite often. So again, man, open season. He's made himself a target. Not a target, but like he has left himself open for criticism. And if people want to attach him to that as part of the criticism, it's kind of fair game, dude. It's kind of fair game.
All right.
I'm just saying.
All right. Well, you brought something up to me the other day, and I was I've been on the fence about it, and talking about your what was it? The article with the dad and the daughter.
Ooh, yeah. So this is, I brought this up because we're Hispanic, and so for those who in the comment section are not, once you hear the story, you'll kind of understand what we're talking about. So briefly, I guess we have a dad who walked into his daughter's room and I guess caught her with her boyfriend, and apparently her boyfriend had snuck in. A scuffle had kind of broken out as a result, and the father shot the boyfriend. And now the father's in jail. And so I saw that story and I said, that's ought to be something interesting to talk about with Frank. Not because I think Frank or I would shoot anyone, but we're Hispanic. I'm laughing because you know where this is going. As dads, I have 2 girls. And I know, I think you said you only have boys, but you can put yourself in that mind. How would you react? I mean, we come from a culture where our moms, who are half our size, and they all have their legendary chancla. That thing is like a ninja weapon, man. And no matter how old we were, if they caught us in our rooms with our girlfriends, dude, it's all out barrage.
My girlfriends were not even allowed to go past the living room. All right. We were all watch movies, and I'm like, damn it. How can I get a squeeze in here?
Yeah, exactly.
Forget about it.
Yeah, man. You try to, you sneak, and the parents are in the other room or something, and you're playing with fire. So, Frank, I guess we can get in on this, but I'll ask you. You have daughters, man, and you've made it clear. Listen, if I catch a boy in this house with you, it's gonna go down. And you catch her. Now, I know you're level-headed enough not to shoot anyone, but are you look at him and let him walk away?
No.
It's gonna get ugly.
I could kind of relate. I mean, I have 2 boys of my own.
Right.
But I have 2 stepdaughters.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. They both know, or every single kid in my house knows that nobody is allowed to go up the stairs. Nobody. All right. for starters. Now, I have in my house that live here with me
Mm-hmm.
a 17-year-old girl, a 12-year-old son, and a 19-year-old son. Okay? 2 boys, 1 girl. All right? My other stepdaughter lives on her own with her man. Okay, so she knows not to have nobody go upstairs. She's 17 years old. All right? If I see somebody upstairs, okay? You're laughing.
Chills.
Okay? I'm going to lose my shit. All right? Now, we have to put things into perspective. Okay? If we're talking about there's a 20-year-old man, okay,
Mm-hmm.
inside her room, and she's 17 years old.
I'm on the news. Done.
Exactly. No.
I'm on the news.
I will be on the news.
I'm on the
right.
news.
Because
Graphic would be all over it. Like, sorry.
I would throw them down the stairs. Okay. I will put them wherever I got to put them.
Oh, man.
Okay. Now. Okay. You see, Captain Nicole, which is my wife, she just stated he will get killed.
So see,
okay.
You already got a driver.
Right. Okay. So what happens is this, okay? Going back to that DC dad, all right? All right, going back to that DC dad, you're talking about 2 20-year-olds.
All right, yeah.
Okay? So she's a grown adult. He's a grown adult. All right. Now, hold on. If I remember the story correctly, okay, there was another friend involved that was in the house because the dad was hearing the chatter. The friend leaves. She walks her friend out. The dad walks in on the boy. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Being the fact that the dad, I don't remember if the story said if the dad already knew who the guy was or not, or was it a random guy?
They just kind of talked about like the scuffle and then he got shot.
Okay, because I would tell you this. Okay. All right, it's one of those where if they're grown adults, what happens is that she's gonna leave the house, he's gonna leave the house on their own. Nobody in my house that's not living with their partner is allowed to bring their partner to the house and spend the night. You follow what I'm saying? My oldest son, he lives with his girl. If they're here and it's been a late night, spend the night, sure, no problem. Okay. The 17-year-old has a boyfriend that she sees. He comes over, he goes home. Guess what?
Goes home.
It's a long night. Guess what? He's going home.
I'll take you home. Yeah. No problem.
Nope. You know what? And not even that. I mean, it wouldn't even be that. I'll Uber you home. Don't worry about it. You're going home. All right. Now I catch him in the house, and it's simple. He's never again going to walk inside my house.
Walk inside the house or walk?
Probably both. But it's just one of those. You don't do that.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I noticed Jace put something here that I brought up the race aspect, but in DC, it's just another day in paradise. I guess, is he saying, Jace, are you saying that that's like commonplace in DC? He'll answer me eventually. Because down here in South Florida, especially like with moms like ours, nah, man, there's nothing. Man, I'm telling you, when stuff like that went down in the house, if the mom had the sandal, it became a Chinese star, and it was brutal.
Listen. My mother had the sandals. My mom had broomsticks. My mom had pots and pans. All right. My mom used to beat the crap out of me.
No mercy.
All right. No mercy at all. At all. At all. At all.
Worse than Cobra Kai, man. No mercy.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. You know, what would you do, Carlos?
Well, I mean, I think you summed it up nicely. I have to say that your stance is about as reasonable and in line with mine. Bringing up the situational differences is key. If my daughter's already, in her 20, she's 20 and he's 20, I would take his butt home. Like, hey, I'll take you home. Not a problem. I'll make sure he gets home safe. She stays home. Everything's peachy. If she's 17 and he's 20, I'm on the news. And I'm on the news. And I'm smiling with the mugshot. Like, yeah, I don't give a damn. So I hear you. It's just, that's the way we were raised, man. I mean, the law is the law. I don't care how old you are. This is our house. Once you leave, you can do what you want. But in here, can't have it. And that's kind of the way we were told, we were told growing up as well. Now, I'm not going to get into whether you listened or not.
Well, we all know how that went, right? I had my mom screaming and yelling at me today, so go figure.
It doesn't change. We could be 60 and they will still be flinging that sandal.
Look, I'm just gonna tell you a real quick story today.
Go for it.
My mom had COVID, so I saw my mom from a distance. The past 3 weeks, whatever time it was. So today, I went to her neighbor's house right quick, picked up a part that I needed that they had for me.
Right.
And I drive in front of my mother's house.
Okay.
Literally, it's and I called the neighbor. I said, "Hey, do me a favor, come bring this out to me, please." Okay, sure, fine. She brings it out to me, and she goes to me, "Hey, go say hi to your mom." And I'm like, "Damn, I'm in a rush. I'll say hi to her later." So, whatever. Back up, park my Jeep, walk inside the house. "Hi, Mom." Give her a kiss, and my mother's standing right by the window,
giving you the eye.
I think I saw you come in, and I know you were gonna come and say hi. I was like, "You're damn right, Mom. I thought you were sleeping." She goes, "It's 12 o'clock. I'm not sleeping till 12 o'clock.
Oh man, the world doesn't understand what we deal with, man. They don't.
No. But going on to other things.
This will be the last one we touch up on. Which one do you want to tackle?
Pretty much we're gonna hit our sports section.
So yeah, I see what you put here. Kurt Schilling. Not being inducted into the Hall of Fame.
No. Listen, there was nobody inducted.
Yeah, nobody made it to the Hall of Fame.
It's not even about who, what, when.
Are we running out of good baseball players? Like, what happened? I'll tell you this. I think Kurt Schilling, you can't help but just feel that it's political. It's stupid. I get that he has a less than likable personality. He's very direct. But I believe he's also a Trump supporter, and I'm gonna put my money on the fact that that's part of the reason why they're giving him a hard time getting in. The guy was a stud on the mound. I remember that one playoff game. I think he was bleeding out of his feet, and he still finished. I mean, that's nuts, dude. The guy produced. I think he won. Jace, you can probably help me out with this. Two World Series? Yeah, the Bloody Sock game. He won he helped him with 2 World Series, if I'm not mistaken. And I mean, not just that. The guy had a stellar career. I don't see why he shouldn't be in there. Now, I think we're also talking about Clemens and Bonds, and now you're getting into that whole performance enhancement territory. And so I think the problem here is this. I'm only so well versed on that, but if baseball didn't catch it back then, or if there weren't rules against it back then, thanks, Jace, appreciate that. 3 World Series for Schilling, dude. But as far as Clemens and Bonds, if I believe baseball's been pretty much testing for as long as I can remember, If it wasn't part of their substance policy, then you can't hold it against them.
Right.
It's kind of ridiculous. Baseball's mad because they didn't have something set up for that and they didn't catch it. I mean, unless there's something I don't know that they found a way to mask it, that's on them. That's on them, and I don't think they should be penalized for it. Clemens, as much as I couldn't stand him, stud. Bonds, as much as I couldn't stand him, stud. They need to go. They need to go. They need to go. And Pete Rose, I see you put Pete Rose. Pete Rose, I'll say this. I don't understand. The only thing I don't know about Pete Rose, and I'd like someone to verify, I know what he did. I know the betting. But if he never bet against the Reds, like if he never bet against the games he was in, then that's bull crap. I don't care. I don't care. The man needs to go in. I understand if you're betting against your team, then you're affecting how you play. But if he's just betting on baseball, petty.
I mean, I'm not sure. I mean, the story's so old. I really don't remember at this point what exactly. I do know it was betting. I don't know if he bet against his team.
That's the only part I'd like to clarify. I saw a movie years ago, like a documentary, and I think he said he never bet against the Reds or bet on the games he was playing in.
Right. Well, I mean, look, the guy as a player was good.
Dude, what?
He was a hell of a player.
Yeah, so, still holds the title for most hits.
He only gambled, okay, while he was a manager, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, if I remember correctly, he only, did it, when he was a manager. But it is what it is.
Yeah. Again, as long as he didn't bet on anything that would have affected the results of what he was doing, I don't think it matters. I don't think it matters. Some people, sadly, there are gambling addictions, but, as long as if I'm managing your squad and I'm doing everything I can to win every game and I'm just, hedging my bets on other teams and their performances and I'm still doing my best for your squad, whatever. That's just my take, but that's how I see it. So Pete Rose needs to get his butt in there. Schilling needs to get his butt in there. I think for him, it's just petty political bullshit. Bonds and Clemens, hey, whether you feel they beat the system or not, the system wasn't ready to deal with what they were doing. They did it. They didn't get caught. And that's that. Like Armstrong, Lance Armstrong, I think he found a way to get around it. And I think there was a policy and he just found a way to get around it and they caught him. These two, though, baseball was doing what they were doing. And I think they just figured out. Huh?
They were doing it for many years.
Yeah, but I at some point, I'm assuming they stopped when baseball caught on and it was too little too late. Yeah. Too little too late. I'll double check on that, but bottom line is the three of them need to be there. And I think baseball is just being petty. They're being petty.
I'm not much of a baseball fan anyways. I'm more of a –
I love baseball, but I definitely can't sit through 160 plus. That's just nuts. I mean, I love my Mets. Lord knows, God, you got to be patient. You're a Mets fan. But
what do you think of the Super Bowl? What do you got?
I'm thoroughly disappointed in the Super Bowl. I mean, you got a squad I don't care about and Tom Brady. Once again, it's a Super Bowl that I probably won't even watch. I'm just, But if you're going to ask me about the odds, I don't want to say Tampa, but when you're playing at home in a Super Bowl, which is something no one's ever done before, I think the hype is just going to be way too much. Yeah. I know it's crazy to bet against Mahomes, but we are dealing with Brady. And Tampa's defense is clicking. They're clicking right now. I'm just going to go out on a limb and a slight edge to Tampa as much as it makes me sick to say it.
I agree. I think Tampa's going to take it. Just for the simple fact that Tampa's playing at home, man.
Yeah.
They're playing at home, so.
That's got to hype you up. That's got to hype you up as a team. You know, you're in the biggest game of the year, and you can see that stupid boat they have that fires the cannons that I see once a year when the Saints come in. so yeah, man, I think they're gonna edge it out. They're gonna edge it out, man. So, well, brother, we another hour has passed. We've done it again. We have survived. We've disagreed, and yet you're still my boy. And I hope, again, America, take note. Just talk, relax. There's a lot to be discovered in conversation. Ideas can come up even from disagreement. So settle down, but stand your ground. All right. So with that, I'm Carlos. I'll see everybody next week. Frank?
Guys, pretty much just respect, man. You know.
And don't call him a stupid imbecile. Don't do it.
Yeah, don't do it. I'm gonna tell you to drive off a cliff.
Oh,
But look, you know what? I want to thank Chase. He's back. He's producing the show today. Chase, great job.
Much appreciation, Jace. Thank you very much. And thank Clovercrest Media Group for allowing this to happen and for giving us a voice.
Correct. You might not agree with what we're speaking, or you might agree with what we're speaking. But one thing is for sure, Carlos and I will be speaking it real. We'll see you next week.
Good night.
When I was 12 years old, I became a Jack Nicholson superfan. This happened almost overnight on an evening in February 1997 when I first saw The Shining.
Here's Johnny.
In those 20 plus years, I never stopped being a Jack superfan.
I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
Get ready for You Don't Know Jack, hosted by me. Subscribe today on your favorite podcast platform.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is our main event.